Hello, Her Side of the Trail listeners. Thank you so much for being here and listening to this podcast. Your support means the world to me. If you would like to support this podcast even more, could you please take the time to leave a rating or a review on any of the ways you are watching or listening to this podcast? Reviews and ratings are so helpful to help push this content out in front of new audience. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this episode.
When we kind of came up with the soft hiking concept, we just felt like maybe we didn't fit into the outdoors community because everything seemed to be, you're getting up there as fast as you can and you clocking as many miles as you can and not really taking the time to be present in nature and to notice the little things. And so soft hiking was kind of born out of that.
Welcome. This is Lauren Stites, and you are listening to Her Side of the Trail. Hello, Her Side of the Trail listeners. I'm doing something a little different today. I wanted to try like a pre-show type thing before I share the interview with my guests today. I have Emily and Lucy, who are the soft girls who hike, and they came up with the concept of soft hiking, where you're not trying to get like your fastest time. You're not going for the best, biggest elevation gain, anything like that. You're just out on the trail enjoying nature. And that is a hot topic sometimes in the outdoor space, especially on social media. Isn't everything a hot topic on social media? But when people are defining what is hiking, what is not hiking, and then people kind of argue like, well, that's not really a hike. Or, like I share a trail online. I say, oh, it's rated hard. And they're like, well, that's not hard. Like, okay, maybe not to you, but to the average person it is. But anyway, so sometimes the outdoor space can be a little mean. Like, let's be honest, some of these hikers out there can be very judgmental about what other people are doing with their time for some reason. And then they can really like make people feel bad. And we want to encourage people to get outside and enjoy the outdoors, right? We don't want to discourage that. So why are we telling people that what they're doing isn't really hiking? And if you've been around here for a while, I'm a big advocate for like the outdoors are for everybody. I had Jennifer from Wonders Within Reach on earlier, previous episode. Her son has spina bifida. She does a lot of accessible hiking. That's still hiking. It's different for everybody, but it's still hiking. So let's all kind of agree, like, to stop giving people a hard time who aren't doing your level of hiking, because it's still hiking. I mean, think about it. Would a marathoner like say to a person who ran a mile that they're not running? No, they still ran, didn't they? Yeah. So on this episode, though, we have, again, Emily and Lucy from Soft Girls Who Hike, and they do their version of hiking, which I love, which actually I'm kind of like, maybe I'm a soft hiker. They get out on the trail and they just take their time and they enjoy everything. It's not just about getting to the top, right? Isn't that what everyone says? It's not the destination, it's the journey, right? It's the walk along the way. And they live that, right? They stop and they're like, look at this pretty mushroom, look at this plant, look at this view that's not the summit view. I love that concept, and that's why I wanted to have them on here. So what do you think? I mean, don't come on here and tell me that soft hiking isn't real hiking, because I'll be mad at you. I will be. But I hope you agree with me that any form of hiking is hiking. Okay. Let's talk to Emily and Lucy. Hello, Emily and Lucy. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited to talk to you about your concept of soft hiking. But before we even get started, I just want to let you guys know you are my first international guest, so I'm very honored to have you here. Where are you located, so the audience knows?
So we're from Yorkshire originally,
Okay.
and then we moved to Manchester, which is probably one people know about. But I currently live in the Peak District, and Emily, you?
Yeah. So I'm in Manchester, in the United Kingdom. Yeah, so way over the pond.
And that's like central England, right? Is that kind of like in the center of the country?
Yeah, it's like
So
north.
it's the north of England, but I would say of the whole of the United Kingdom. It's the middle because Scotland is the north. Yeah.
We're going to talk about hiking, but I wanted to know, was hiking a big activity in your childhood? Did you grow up doing a lot of hiking with your family, or is that something that you started doing more later in life?
So me personally, I did grow up in quite an outdoorsy family, slightly against my will as a teenager. I didn't really want to.
I think my kids feel that way too right now.
Yeah. But I think over time I've grown to love it, and that's something that I've rediscovered now with Lucy and with soft hiking, is that I'm kind of reinventing how I look at the outdoors and doing things in kind of a softer way. And yeah, just realizing that maybe camping is not for me, but maybe one night or two is fine. But yeah, that's kind of my background.
How about you, Lucy?
I didn't grow up in an outdoorsy family. My mum took me out and we went on walks and went to really nice places, but we never did like camping or hiking or anything like that. So yeah, the love of it came as I got older, and yeah, the rest is history, I guess.
I know a lot of previous guests that I've had, also, if they didn't really grow up hiking or outdoorsy, it was because of the pandemic, like right after that, that kind of forced them outside because that's what a lot of people were doing. Did you find that to be the case, Lucy, or was it even before that that you were getting outside?
The pandemic is the thing that got us doing soft hiking.
Mm.
We felt really stuck. And in the UK, we had curfews. I think you had the same over there
Yeah,
as well.
we had
Yeah.
some places, yes.
Yeah, so we were stuck in a lot with the curfews, and then
Mhm.
as they started lifting, we thought, let's get out of it more now we finally can. And I think it made us realize as well that places are accessible by public transport because we didn't have a car at the time. So it made us really think, how can we get outside, even if it is just to a green space near us? And then we realized as well that the Peak District, which is a huge national park, in the just, I would say, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes out of Manchester. You realise it's really nearby, and especially by public transport, and we can actually explore things that are not just parks but national parks and go hiking. So yeah, the pandemic is what started our hiking journey.
I think that's so nice that you have parks so accessible by public transport. That's something that we're definitely lacking in the
Mm.
States, where, it's very hard to get to these outdoor spaces if you don't have your own personal vehicle, because buses, trains, and whatnot, they're not going there. I mean, some of them, yes, but most of them, no, they're kind of in the middle of nowhere, is what we would say, right? So that's awesome that you guys have that available to you. So we just, we mentioned soft hiking a couple times now. So what is soft hiking, and how did you come up with this?
So it essentially means that hiking doesn't have to be hard, and that you can be softer and gentler with yourself on the trail. When we kind of came up with the soft hiking concept, we just felt like maybe we didn't fit into the outdoors community, because everything seemed to be, you're getting up there as fast as you can, and you clocking as many miles as you can, and not really taking the time to be present in nature and to notice the little things. Um, and so soft hiking was kind of born out of that. So yeah, essentially that's what it means.
It's a really We found an inclusive term, because people who have physical or mental barriers, they can use that term, and it describes how they hike as well. So it just includes people that didn't see themselves as hikers before into the hiking community. And we've said as well that language is so important, because if someone asked me to go on a hike and they wanted to go really fast in a certain amount of time, that's not my style of hiking. And similarly, if I was to invite my mum on a hike and I called it a walk, and then I took her up a massive mountain, she would be confused. So we think language is really important, and how people relate to each other. People have made friends because they're soft hikers. They understand what sort of hiking they do.
I love the concept, and for the same reason, because not everyone is, I mean, I appreciate the people out there who are, scaling these crazy mountains, who are trying to beat their, best time. Um fastest time known, I think, is like, the concept, at least I know over here, people trying to do longer trails. We only did this in 3 days. That's not how I hike. I'm the same with you guys. I enjoy like a challenging trail, but I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna stop every once in a while for my snack and my water, and not worry about how long I'm spending. Just my only time frame is, we got to get back to the car before the sun sets, right? Like that's the idea. So you guys weren't really intense hikers, before, right? This wasn't like well, I don't want to be an intense hiker anymore. This just is always kind of the way you've done it before, right?
Yeah.
And we were saying, yeah, you feel like maybe you didn't feel like you were belonging in the outdoorsy space. And I had previous guests also saying that they felt like they weren't quote unquote outdoorsy because they weren't doing what everyone else was doing. So I love that you came up with this concept. So what made you decide then to promote this, right? I mean, this is your idea. This is fun. You can say, hey guys, let's go on a soft hike. But what made you decide to kind of put it out to the world?
So we went on a group hike and that's where we realized we didn't fit in because everyone was running to the top. We kept wanting to look out and take pictures, and it was like, come on, guys. So we just thought that's not our community, and good for them because that's what they want to do, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Everyone's got their own style, right?
that's it, yeah. So we were like, well, what's it for us? So we record our hikes anyway because I don't know about you, I really struggle to stay present. I have to record things so I can look back and look at the pictures and videos and sort of take in what I've just seen.
Or also just to remember everything, because, especially when you go on several hikes, sometimes you're like, wait, which was the hike that we saw this, right? So
Exactly,
then you
yeah.
have the recording and like, this is
Yeah,
what this
yeah.
was. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So we take pictures anyway. And then we just thought, oh, we'll put it online on TikTok just to document our time together, really. Something cute that we do as friends. And then our first video went viral, and CNBC reported it got billions of views, which yeah, I don't know how they calculate that, but yeah, it's crazy. So that's where it took off. And we kind of found our community there because other people related to the term. And we then created Facebook groups. We have a Discord group. We're on Click as well, where people can meet other soft hikers like them. It's kind of like an online space where other people can meet people just like them.
I love that. Yeah, because you want to, even for other activities, you want to find people who are in your level of activity, or, the style of activity. So that's great that you created this space for people, for soft hikers. I'm like, maybe we need to start a chapter in the US. I don't know if we have one. We got to
Oh, we
find
have a
one.
lot. Yeah, we've got
Okay.
loads of US.
I got
Yeah.
to find that then. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll find my people.
Yeah, definitely.
So what are some of the activities that you've enjoyed while soft hiking? Because you're taking the time. Are you using apps to identify plants? Are you looking for animals? Like, what do you do when you're soft hiking, besides hiking, obviously?
Wow, so many things. I think we're just like, yeah, identifying plants and birds, and you usually take out a little foraging book, don't we, Luce? And we'll stop
Yeah.
and see if we see a mushroom, then we'll like look it up or something like that. Yeah, I can't think of any particular. What's like one particular thing that we do?
We've just got some binoculars so
Oh
we
yeah,
can look for birds as well.
Oh, I love that. I
Um,
know, like birds are so fun to
yeah.
to try to identify. We have a lot of raptors in our area, like hawks and falcons and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But most of the time, we always end up seeing the turkey vulture. So I don't know if you guys have the vultures in the UK, but like they're everywhere because they're just always trying to eat all the dead
oh
things, which
god,
is fine. That's their role. But I'm like, can you move out of the way and let like the eagle or the
rude.
falcon fly by, please?
So
Thank you.
Yeah.
upsetting.
The worst thing, the biggest killer in the UK is cows.
Oh.
We just don't have anything that's like super dangerous. So yeah, the biggest thing that we've got to watch out for is if you walk through a field of cows, especially if they've got calves, you've got to be really careful
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
because they can stampede. But yeah, it's funny, like the comments we get from especially Americans, like, be careful on the trail. And we're like, We don't have scary things
Yeah.
in England.
Don't need our bear spray or anything.
The four-legged animals that we pretty much have to worry about in the US are bison. And I
Mm.
had someone earlier, she actually was hiking on an island off California, and bison shouldn't naturally be there, but apparently they were filmed a movie there and they left bison there. So now
Mhm.
when you're doing this trail in California, you just have to be very wary
My
of them because
God.
they're there and they have no predators. So they're just
Wow.
living their life. Yeah. So you have to be wary about them. But so
Wow.
where so you guys hike all over Europe? Have you hiked in the like have you where have you gone? Where have you been?
Yeah. So we do a lot in the Peak District, don't we, Em?
It's great to stay close to home though.
Yeah, there's so many here. We haven't even finished the Peak District routes yet.
Yeah.
Um, we've done Scotland. You've done London as well, haven't you, Em? Which is interesting because you wouldn't think of London
No.
as hiking, but
Yeah.
there's
I think,
some.
what's important to us, I think, in the UK is like obviously we don't have like these huge national parks. Is like also like remembering what you've got that's nearby. A lot of like lovely green spaces, like country parks and things like that that we forget about. So we always try and push those as well because like obviously hiking up a mountain is great, but also what have you got that's like, 10, 15 minutes down the road? Because we've got a great park in Manchester that I went to not long ago and a lot of people were like, "Oh, I didn't even know there was a walk here." So I think it's important to notice that as well. But yeah, Scotland was amazing, wasn't it? Like, we went up Arthur's
Mm.
Seat in, Edinburgh, and that's a really popular spot. I think it's in, have you seen One Day?
Mhm.
Series One Day?
Yes.
It's featured in that as well, and yeah,
Okay.
it's a really beautiful spot.
My parents will actually be in Scotland, actually, probably when this podcast airs. I think they're going end of September, early October, so I'll have to let them know.
Oh,
They're
that's a nice
hikers too,
commitment.
so
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
have to let
Oh,
them know about that. I don't remember where they're gonna be in the country, though, that's the only problem, but
um,
the neat thing about Scotland, which I love this, like, little trivia, is that we have sister mountains here on
yes.
the East Coast and Scotland, the
Yeah.
Appalachian Mountains, which I forget which mountains they are in Scotland, but
Connect.
they were
It's the
formed
Highlands.
the
Yeah, it's the
Highlands?
Scottish
Okay.
Highlands.
I
Yeah, I
think
love that fact as well.
that's
Yeah.
so cool to me. I'm like, I love all of that because then
Yeah.
it's like you're hiking kind of the same things. But I
Yeah.
agree with you, Emily, though, about looking close by to see what is available to you. And I think soft hiking is a great way to promote that as well because, again, people were more likely to go out to the local parks, and check out the trails there, knowing that they could just kind of take their time and be leisurely about it. But same where I live in Pennsylvania near Philadelphia. If you're familiar with the East Coast. And again, there are a lot of local parks nearby, but people are trying to, they're driving 3-4 hours to go somewhere else. I'm like, no, there's some really great trails, like just right here, like within 30 minutes. And they're not aware of that. So I'm going to put all of this in the notes too and on my website. But if you could just share again all of the places where people can learn about soft hiking and maybe join groups for soft hiking.
Yeah, so we are on Facebook and it's the Soft Hiking Club. We are on Discord, which is also a soft hiking club. And we are on Click, which is also a soft hiking club. So all the links are on our link tree and we are on at Soft Girls Who Hike on
Gotcha.
TikTok and Instagram.
And I'll make sure all of that information is available for anybody who wants to do that. Before I let you go, because I do appreciate your time and I know you're all busy, but one of the questions I always like to ask people is like the kind of hike that you could do for the rest of your life. If you could only do one kind of hike, would you prefer to do hikes that would lead you to beautiful views, overlooks, or would you prefer to only do hikes that lead to waterfall?
Oh,
I
Mm,
know.
that's a tricky one,
hmm.
actually.
And there's no wrong answer.
I really can't choose between those two.
It's hard. I
No.
don't think I could
Do
either.
you know what? I think I'd probably go for the waterfall because I feel like it's nice to like, if you are able to wild swim there, then you can like cool off at the end.
Definitely.
I
Yes,
A
I
think
hot
it's
agree with
day.
that.
Like if it's
interesting.
a cold,
I
cold
would,
day, maybe the views. I feel like it depend on the weather as well.
yeah. I think I would naturally go for the waterfall, but when I think about why I enjoy hiking, it is the views. Like when I see videos, when I do it myself, I do it for the view. So I think I'll go with views.
It's a tough question. That's why I like to ask
Yeah,
everybody,
it's a
but
good one.
Well, ladies, I do appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And thank you for creating this concept of soft hiking. I think it would resonate with a lot of people who feel like maybe they don't fit into the outdoorsy space, but then they realize, no, there's a lot of people like them who enjoy being out in nature, who want to do the trails, who aren't interested in, making the best time or doing a 5,000-foot elevation gain in one hike. Um, and it's nice to know that there's people, that they belong. They also belong in the group.
Thank you so much for having us on as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Her Side of the Trail. There are more hiker stories to hear, so please follow along to hear them as soon as they come out. And if you like this episode, please share it with your friends or on social media. Her Side of the Trail is hosted and produced by me, Lauren Stites. I can't wait to share another hiker story with you next episode.